dream come true with the freak friends. Hitting on doors, that's a defense. Rolling with all, that's the offense. It me change, you let me preaching. With a bull shaking to my maybe drop bands. So they don't buy, and I say, so they don't buy, you the kid play, baby, tell me what you want. Julian, I know you ain't from. Ever since remember we been knocking at the door. Y'all be moving paper, we be running up the school. Y'all before that pillar, we was sleeping on the floor. West side Africa, you know the shit ain't far. I don't care what they say. We don't care. Driving all night long. I don't care what they say. We don't care. Profit, baby. Come roll with me. As times relax, my mind's relaxed. I got now from who got next. Here's my number, just send a text. You got a man and she responds, nah. Okay, showing up. I'ma let you go, don't wanna hold you up. I'ma call your phone when I'm putting up. Whoever let you go must be them as far. Wait far. Girl, you so fine, I pay for. Fly you first class to LA for. Body so blessed, I pray for. Body so blessed, I pray for. Cause I don't care what you say. I don't care what they say. We don't care. Driving all night long. I don't care what they say. We don't care. Driving all night long. My nigga, I killed it. Night long. This the part where you get your girl, nigga. Make sure she focused, nigga. Make sure you focus, nigga. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, hit it. I don't care what they say. We don't care. Driving all night long. I don't care what they say. We don't care. Driving all night long. I don't care what they say. We don't care. Driving all night long. I don't care what they say. That's a hit for your ass, nigga. Hit for your ass, nigga. Prophet the One. Follow me on all Instagram sites, PROPHETTHEONE. That's Prophet the One in case you couldn't spell. But if you could, you already got it. Like Prophet like God, and then duh like duh, nigga. And then one like nigga, I'm the motherfucking one, nigga.
What up? What is good? Let me get this audio right for you. You know, it's been a little minute since the crib setup was situated. So let me make sure we all good over here. You might hear a little clanking in the background. Don't mind me. We're gonna get this right. What's good, YouTube? Oh yeah, I got the camera in a different spot, so I have to make sure that I focus and ain't over here anymore. So I gotta look at you while I'm looking at the computer. What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Chef Shupeezy in the spot. Well, what do you know? Yeah, I jumped in. if you see you don't see me here, or you don't see me sometimes, I'll be honest with you. The reason is because I want to be authentic. I want to be real. I don't want to be redundant. I want to make sure that what I'm talking about is what you want to hear as well as what I want to talk about. Pretty much. But I'm here though. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Can I please get a 1 in the chat if my audio is correct? Please and thank you. Where you at? Let me get a 1 in the chat while I jump to the top and start showing some love. All right. You got my boy, Gabriel Set. That means Gabriel 7. My guy. What's going on? E Blizzy in the spot, in the house, in the place to be. What's good, big dog? Glad you on deck. Oh, snap. We got Andrea Lynch on deck. What's going on, Andrea? How you feeling? How you feeling? Who else we got? Who else we have in the spot? Oh, snap. We got A1 Day 1. We got Mika Marcel in the spot. What's going on, Mika? I hope all is good. I hope everybody's Thanksgiving or whatever you call this holiday was dope. You know, even if you don't want to celebrate the holiday, just the opportunity to be able to fellowship with your folks. For me, that's good enough for me. All right. Let's keep it going. Oh, snap. I see you, Sheree. Sheree be Chicago. The prodigal sister has returned to these freaking YouTube streets. I see you. I see you. I got an opportunity to watch your video that you did on Shanquella Robinson. Good stuff. Good stuff. I'm going to keep watching. And, of course, at some point, once I have the NMI situated, then y'all will hear me speak. What is the NMI? That is needs more information. Peace to Victor Freeze Music. That's one of his things. So before I go and lay out everything that I feel about this, I want to make sure I gather enough information to be able to have a lucid opinion for y'all. All right? But stay tuned. Stay tuned. Who else we got? Hey, Mika, what up, what up, what up? Who else we have on deck? Hey, the other A1 Day 1, Dawn Frank. What's going on, Dawn? What it do? What it do? Who else? Okay. Simon Hectic, my bro from the other side of the pond. Hold it down, Big Simon. Oh, we got a soldier in the spot. Pop back in, my guy. One love, brother. Yes, it has been a minute. XDMC. Check his page out. He's on point. All right. What up, Sheree? So, yeah, folks. It's been a minute. You know, there's been a few things that have been going on. There's been a few conversations. I got to get used to looking at this camera. There's been a few conversations that have taken place. Conversations involving Kanye, conversations involving Kyrie, conversations involving Charleston, conversations involving Tom and Giselle. Man. Tom and Giselle. There's been a lot of information that has come out since the time that we, myself, Andrea, as well as Victor Freeze, covered the Tom and Giselle Brady situation. We initially were discussing it based on the marriage potentially ending due to Tom continuing to play football. But as we notice, and as you know, the news cycle has progressed, we start to realize there's some other variables in the mix. There's a guy named Sam Bankman-Fried. Sam Bankman-Fried, actually, he is the father of two legal, regulatory analysts. So those were basically lawyers that were skilled in understanding the regulatory aspects of federal trade. which means dealing with stocks and commodities. He created a cryptocurrency exchange called FTX. FTX was huge. Tons of people invested in FTX, including Tom and Giselle. What's the other dude? Larry David, the guy that created Seinfeld, as well as Curb Your Enthusiasm, and a few other people. And basically, over $16 billion has just poof, disappeared from the books of FTX. And apparently and allegedly, the funds, the monies were diverted into personal accounts of Sam Bankman-Fried, and a lot of people are out of billions of dollars. And in terms of the Tom and Giselle situation, one of the alleged reports states that that may have been one of the reasons that they separated. Now, when we pay attention to it, one of the pieces of the separation is they were supposedly to have lost a total of around $630 million together. And if you guys understand, Giselle was always more valuable on paper than Tom. Tom was close to 100 million in terms of net worth, while Giselle was well over 400 million because she is an international model, as well as the business ventures, the international business ventures that she's been a part of. So part of it is that some folks are speculating the relationship ended because he got her to get into an investment that tanked. And we always understand that, you know, one of the number one reasons for the end of marriages are money. So that's one side. There's the other side, which is the truly interesting side. The truly interesting side is it's alleged that their separation is not necessarily a real separation, but more or less a separation that was done in order to protect monetary assets. Think about it. If they were partners within the business venture, then they would be equally liable for any losses that they promoted in terms of pretty much the promotion that they did for that particular asset or commodity that incurred losses for other people. Those people that promoted that stock or that promoted that particular crypto and that particular exchange are being sued. So all of the celebrities involved are being sued at this point. So some allege that that separation between Tom and Giselle is not a real separation, but more so one to allow them to separate assets and mitigate losses. Because, of course, Tom was the one that promoted that exchange. Giselle was not. So if they were to separate their finances, she would not be liable as his spouse, and they would not have to split that 50% of the debt. A lot of times people think different, y'all. So, you know, that's part of the conversation, but stay tuned. I'm bringing you a couple of things later in the week where we're going to discuss this in detail. Let me say what's up to some folks. My guy, Derek C. Williams. What's going on, family? Money isn't everything, but I rank it up there with oxygen. Yeah. Money allows you freedom. I agree, Derek. Money is not the important thing, but the access to it and the ability to multiply it is, it creates a certain degree of freedom within this monetary ecosystem that we exist in. So we can say it's not the most important thing. However, it is critically important in order to navigate these crazy monetary streets. What you think? Yes, yes, yes. Respect, Derek. Respect to you as well. You playing chess for Philadelphia. I'm wondering what opening you're using right now. He's using the Derek C. Williams opening. So let's talk, man. Let's talk, y'all. You see, the name of the show is called How Would You Respond? This is not going to be a super long show, but I wanted to talk. I wanted to talk about a couple things. What makes us? What makes us different? What makes us special? What makes us unique? I have a tendency to ask people that are on the show, hey, let these folks know what makes you a unique soul, a unique spirit within this universe. The things that make us unique are also the things that make some of us in common. For instance, if we know that there's something that we do that is of a unique fashion, when we end up meeting somebody that does the same thing or feels the same way in those situations, we're like, damn, it's not just me. That's an awesome feeling. But the thing is, when it comes time for us to understand how we would respond, it's not just about how people feel. It's about the things that would drive us to a particular subset of actions, right? So, how would you respond? So I have a couple of things that I want to play just to see where it takes you, you know. But what I want to do, of course, it's your boy Chef, so I gotta kind of loosen it up for you. So let's have a little fun. Hold on one second. Let me see what Derek said. He says he's worried about CBDC, central bank digital currency. If it's brought into play, it's lights out for freedom of speech and movement for most Americans. You feeding steaks. Oh, I forgot the cameras here. You feeding steaks to babies right now. We got to walk them into that. All right, we got to walk them into CBDC, but it's going to be a conversation. Hey, sup, fool? Greetings, 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 and obrigado for coming through. My Portuguese brother from Brazil. What it do, Percy 91. So let's get this. Uh-oh. What do you think about legalizing cannabis around the world and its benefits? Absolutely. I agree. There's a lot of people that are below the jail right now based on the criminal punishments attached to that weed. So in terms of my feelings about it, I think at this point it should be legalized. There's teas and different tea leaves that are legal, totally legal, that relax us. You got the Earl Grey, you got the chamomile, you have all of these different types of teas that have some sort of physiological effect on us, on our mood, on our body. But it's okay. Somebody could go to the pharmacy and get some Benadryl, and it may have more effect on them than the joint. You can buy ibuprofen, acetaminophen. What's the other one they put the kids to sleep with? Melatonin. We're able to drug our kids with melatonin. But some dude in certain parts of the country can actually spend the night in jail or a longer amount of time for possessing a herb, possessing some Reggie. So, my man Percy 91, I appreciate you even bringing that up. But that's another conversation that we're gonna talk about. I still am an executive from corporate America, so of course there's going to be certain limits to the kind of things that I espouse. However, When retirement comes, I'm gonna talk that shit. I'm just saying. Right? Agreed to my man. So I'm gonna have a little laugh first, loosen it up a little bit. Oh yeah. So if you subscribe to my channel, check out my shorts. Even though I haven't been coming with consistent live streams, one thing I've been doing is making sure I feed the algorithm, and I drop a short every day at noon. If it's a part 1 and a part 2, well, I'm dropping 2, one at noon and one at 12:01. So make sure you check it out. Check out the TikTok, check out the IG, check it out. All right. But there was one that I'm going to be dropping. I haven't dropped yet, so let's call this the exclusive, right? So let's take a look and see what we got.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't mind me. I'm on my foolishness. Yeah, that was it for Super Mario was on Molly. And of course, if you saw my own style as a group, African version. Did y'all hear that jewelry clanging? But anyway, let's talk. How would you respond if you were faced with a particular situation? How would you respond? Let me give you one. You know what? We're going to go from the beginning. Let's talk, brothers. My brothers. One thing that we learned, we always talk about happy wife, happy life, and we talk about the things that we do as men in order to create peace within our relationships. The things that we do as men to acquiesce to the will of the women we love. I don't think we only acquiesce to the will of the women that we love. I think at some point we understand that the women that we love may share a common bond with other women. So in many situations, when we deal with a woman outside of the home in adverse situations, I think that we tend to lean on the same kind of medicine or fixes that we use when it comes to our own women. It's my humble opinion, right? So let's talk about people and how we deal with people. And we're going to break this into pieces. And we're going to talk about how you would have behaved. So I want to make this somewhat interactive experience, right? So I'm going to ask you guys to put a 1 or a 2 in the chat based on whatever variables I provide you. So let's talk. Let's say you happen to be out and about at the gas station, and somebody who obviously driving erratically puts you in a situation where you might have been in danger. And you articulate that to that person. But they're on that, what we call that Negro stuff, right? So we're going to start this exercise.
Now we have this Karen, who was caught on camera having a meltdown at a service station, but she wasn't expecting something life-changing or what she needed to hear after she settles down from her meltdown.
See, I almost hit you. You're not even paying attention. You about to hit everybody else. You almost ran into him, almost ran into me.
But as she comes out again, she doesn't stop with her rant.
I won't smoke with any more. You know I want to hit that rat. That was my old car back in the day. And that's the old car. Now if I was white, Chinese or something when I was saying that too. Don't try to say shit.
Okay. You saw it got hot mega early into the mix, didn't it? Within the situation, let me make sure my mic is where it needs to be. Within the situation, it was obvious that she was in the wrong. It was totally obvious that she was in the wrong. However, did you notice her level of vitriol? Do you notice where she was at in terms of her temperament at that time? So my question is this: how would you respond at this point in the video? How would you respond? One, would you let it go? Or two, would you proceed to dig? I'd like everyone to put that in the chat. One, if you would have just disregarded it, let it go, and went about your business. Or two, if you would have continued the conversation in order to dig to see what's wrong. Talk to me, chat. I'll continue once I get something from you guys. We got 13 in the room. Talk to me. I know there's going to be a few floating in the clouds. It's okay. But put a 1 in the chat if you would have left it alone and went about your business after she almost hit you and other people and she's being belligerent. Or would you have continued the conversation? First off, peace to the green vegan. I see you over there. She had to Google acquiesce. You fool, Kelly. All right, Derry, he said, dealing with people, simply base your interaction off respect and reciprocity. Okay, you skipping ahead, bro. All right, Tanique, what's going on? Peace and blessings, family. So far, we have Gabrielle. He's the only one that's responded so far. And he stated he would just let it go and go about his business, right? My bro, Rudy Roo, Fingers, Rudolph Thompson, what's going on, family? Rudolph said that, and I know Rudy's personality, so he's like, yeah, he's not in the mood for it. He would just let it go and keep it moving. He don't have time for that. I haven't even heard. I don't think I remember Rudy raising his voice all the years I've known him. Gabrielle said, not wasting time with crazy folks. Tanique said 1. So far, we have Gabrielle, Rudy, and Tanique that have answered. Can I get a couple more? Can I get a couple more in here before we go forward? It's showing 13 in the chat. Let me see how many likes we have. Interesting. We got to handle that. Let me see what the likes at. Interesting. Okay. All right. I'll take that. 14 likes. Salute, Intellectual Soapbox. Mr. Best was good. So far, we only have 3 answers. Gabrielle, Rudy, Tanique, and Mika Marcel. Each of the 4 people that have responded said they would just let it go and keep it moving. Okay. I could take that. Kelly Green Vegan said 1. She would have left it alone and kept it moving. All right, I can see that. So let's keep this party going. We're going to move to the next step. The next piece in this exercise.
Don't try to say shit to me, bro. I'm gonna respond like this. I don't give a f***. Put me on YouTube. Do I need to put my
I do.
You just said, you know what, excuse me.
No, it's not excuse me. You almost hit me.
No, I didn't.
You
You want to exchange insurance? What insurance you have?
There's no need.
What insurance you have?
There's no need.
What insurance you have?
There's no need.
What insurance you have?
It doesn't matter.
Because you ain't got shit.
You're right, I don't. You're right, I don't.
No, what you thought you was going to check a check on me?
There was no check.
He tries to calm her down, but she continues yelling out random things like what she says next.
I run my own business.
That's fine.
You work
I'm
the
happy
white
for
man.
you.
You on your way to the white man. That's not your business that you on your way to filling up your gas. Is that
Right.
your business?
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Is that your business? Fuck no.
Sure,
Because
it
you
is.
would have been told me, bitch.
Okay. Okay. What does that mean?
Do you own your car?
Now, folks, if you ever watched Chef Shapino Network, Chef Shapino channel, everything is not always as it seems, right? So at this point in the video, I'm going to see if everybody who answered, if your answer remains the same. At this point in the video, would you have just went about your business, or would you have persisted in the conversation? I'd like everybody to drop a 1 in the chat if you would have gone about your business and said to hell with her, or 2 if you would have stuck around within the conversation. All right. So let me see what we got. I'm gonna give you guys an opportunity to put your choices, and of course, your answer is at this point within the video. Peace to my guy Marcus. Marcus, what it do, big dog? Thanks for coming through. Shout out, peace, love, and light to you. So we just played that video. Put a 1 in the chat if at this point in the video you would just leave it alone and go about your business, or 2 if you would have persisted within the conversation. Participation is necessary. We got 11 in the chat right now. Where my folks at? I'd definitely like to know. Okay. I see Green Vegan said 1. She would have went about her business and said to hell with that lady. Gabrielle said 1. He would have went about his business and said to hell with that lady. Peace, Bruce Sparks. Thank you. Thank you. And tell your brother Bubba we love him too, waiting for the next mixtape. What's up, Bruce? Thank you. He said 1. All right, let me get a couple more people in here. 1 if you would have just left that lady alone, or 2 if you would have went and stuck, excuse me, if you would have stuck around. Oh, Kelly said -1. Okay, just Andrea said 1. All right. So folks would have left. All right, I could take that. And I totally understand the dynamic, right? So let's move to the next piece in this debacle.
Okay. What does that mean?
Do you own your car?
No, you don't own yours either.
Yes, I do.
I'm sure you don't.
This car's paid off, and this is a car that I ride around.
And you almost committed. And you almost committed.
Is it mad 'cause it's better than yours?
Ma'am, it's not that serious,
Yes,
ma'am.
it is that serious. You said something funny.
Yes, because you almost
And
hit me.
offended That's why I'm cussing.
It's cameras.
I
You
don't
almost
give
hit
a
me.
all the time. So
You almost hit me.
put it on Facebook. Put it on Facebook.
Trust me, I will.
Put it on YouTube.
I will. You almost hit me.
Why you ain't take your phone out then?
Because I was trying to defend myself.
You taking your phone out because I responded, so you can't believe how I responded. Keep it real.
I can't believe how you responded.
No, you can't.
You responded with a lot of anger. You're angry
You're
at
right,
someone
I'm
else.
dealing with some.
I
and you
know.
just work out.
I
Oh,
know.
man, don't hit my car.
I know.
If I hit your car, I gotta pay for your car.
Just bring it down.
I gotta pay for your. Keep
Just
it
bring
real.
it
If I
down.
hit your car, I gotta pay
Just
for
bring
it.
it down.
My
Ma'am,
lawyer gotta pay for it. Bitch,
You're-
I have lawyers.
You're angry at someone
Now you getting
else.
to my.
Sometimes the best gift that we can give someone is feedback. I spent a lot of my years in corporate America, and there's a statement, there's a phrase called feedback is a gift. Personally, unsolicited feedback can be a bigger gift, but it has to do with how we receive it. Excuse me. It has to do with how we receive it. A lot of times, unsolicited feedback, the enemy of unsolicited feedback is pride, ego, and hubris. Who does she think she is? Who does she think she is telling me that? Oh, you trying to say I don't know how to do this or that? Oh, hell no. They're not going to be able to talk to me like that, giving me advice. Who the hell they think they are? They don't know who I am. Pride, ego, and hubris are the things that make us reject unsolicited feedback. Solicited feedback, it's always humble because we're asking for it. Unsolicited feedback is a thing that rejection manifests itself in multiple ways. But the thing is it right? Is it good? Is it necessary? If you ever been in a situation where somebody provided you with feedback about yourself that you didn't ask for, did you ever reject it and then walk away and never focus on it? You'll be doing yourself a disservice, in my humble opinion. Even if your pride and your ego and your hubris are at such a that function in such a great extent where you can't admit to a person, someone else, about some unsolicited feedback they provided you, and whether it was right or wrong, at least be able to look yourself in the mirror when no one's around to answer that question. That's truly, truly, truly important. So, at this point, he stated something to her. He said, "You're not mad at me. You are not mad at me." Can I get somebody to tell me in the chat, what do they think about the power of that statement that gentleman shared with the sisters? He said, "You're not mad at me." So I'm going to give a couple seconds for somebody to put something in the chat, because I have my own opinion, but I don't want to be the big talking head that's just going to be saying a whole bunch of stuff. So talk to me. I want somebody to tell me what they think about that statement that he made. I believe it was truly powerful. Hold on one second. Yo, Marcus, you deleting folks, bro? What's good, Marcus? All right. So, all right, we're not getting a whole bunch of participation, so I'll talk about it. At some point, folks were saying, majority of the feedback I got from you guys is that you would just leave the situation, go about your business, and say to hell with it. I totally understand. My mom taught me something heavy about making sure that you don't take too many other people's burdens and weight of their burdens on your shoulders. Putting the weight of people's burdens on your shoulders are one thing, but processing the burdens that you may see within your brain, if you're not going to help them carry it, at least you might be able to provide them with a way to carry their load easier, or understand what's necessary load and what's not. So Denise said, sounds like she was trying to flex on him. I could say it sounds like that, but I think you heard the term hurt people, right? So if you ever heard of the story of Androcles and the lion, in the story of Androcles and the lion, there was a lion that was terrorizing the village, angry lion within the woods, within the forest that was terrorizing the village. And he was in the forest surrounding the village. And one day, Androcles, he happened to be out in the woods in the forest, and he heard a loud, terrifying roar. And he realized it was a lion. He got scared. But at one point, he looked at the lion, and he realized the lion was screaming in rage because the lion had a large thorn in his paw. And when Androcles recognized that, he helped remove that thorn from the lion's paw. And then going forward, the lion walked with Androcles and became his biggest ally. So for me, sometimes that desire to walk away is strong. That's part of self-preservation. It's natural. It's a natural instinct. But that desire to stay in the paint and recognize that there may be potentially a thorn in that lion's paw, that level of recognition can create change, not just for yourself, but for the others. Because once Androcles removed that thorn from the lion's paw, it made the village safe. So it's definitely something to think about. And Green Vegan's right. Hurt people kill people nowadays. Question for you, Kelly. What if a lot of people turned their back and went the other way? What if there potentially may have been something that let's say our sister, that lioness, needed if there was a thorn in her paw? Because it did seem rather erratic, right? So let's keep this going. Let's keep it going. And let's see what our brother does. Take this comment off the screen. Here we go.
The fact that I raised my voice, just listen. Listen, ma'am. No, but you have no reason to be scared for me. Listen,
beat me up.
I promise. No, ma'am. Listen. Listen.
You got some life.
Listen, ma'am. Listen.
So you start reaching on me.
Listen.
You start reaching.
Stop it. Listen.
I got my license too, but I ain't got my
Listen.
gun though.
I teach so many people.
Listen.
Listen. You are mad, and that's okay. Listen.
You mad? What if I need
No.
help? What if I need help?
And what if I am the one to help you? So listen to me.
Okay.
Because I know when I saw you get out that car, when I seen you get out that car and I saw you angry, it wasn't at me. I'm an anger management specialist, and I'm not saying you got anger issues, right? There's a lot of things that I do professionally.
Boom! Boom! I had to create a little drama. He is an anger management specialist. So his job is rooted with an understanding anger triggers, understanding people that exhibit angry behavior. So now, each of you that have already given an answer, if you possessed the same credentials as this brother that was there, would you have gone about your business, or would you have stayed in the paint within this situation with this sister? One, if you would have still gone about your business, minded your business, or two, if you would have stayed in the paint in terms of communicating with this sister. Come on, let's make it happen. Talk to me, folks. Green Vegan said, hurt people kill people nowadays. Gabrielle said he understands what I'm saying. Green Vegan said we need more kindness in the world. I definitely agree. So can we get some participation, please? 1, if at this point in the conversation you would have gone about your business, or 2, if you would have stayed in the paint. Thank you. Hey, what's up, Miss Deb? Thank you for dropping through, and thank you for your participation as well. Miss Deb said 2. At this point within the conversation, she would have stayed in the paint. She would have stayed in the paint to continue communicating with our roaring lioness. Bruce Sparks says 2. Okay. We're getting a little change in terms of the levels of understanding of what's taking place so far. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna give y'all about 10 seconds. Mika's unsure. She's unsure. All right, I could take that. That's like a 1.5, right? So, okay. So at this point, obviously, I've seen the video and I've, broke it down into pieces. But as I watched it, I started to feel for this brother. He does this thing for a living. And it created a degree of respect for me it created a degree of respect for him. All right, for him. Because at this point, he's trained in a particular thing, and obviously he's not at work, but he recognizes the power of his training. If you go to the dojo and Shaolin Temple and you become the world's greatest karate master, because you work at the Metro PCS store on Tuesday, does that mean that you're not a karate master? Does that mean that you lose the ability to save somebody or help somebody or thwart, evil? Nah, it's a skill that you possess. And even though this is that man's professional, his professional role that he gets paid for, it almost seems as though he was willing to use that for someone else who needed it. All right. Gabrielle said, me, who I am, 1. Me being a professional, maybe 2. Okay. I appreciate that honesty, my brother. Thank you. All right. Kelly's still on 1. I could take that. So let's see how this wraps up.
I'm an anger management specialist, and I'm not saying you got anger issues, right? There's a lot of things that I do professionally where I can see that it wasn't you. Something has you bothered this morning. We all go through it. So it's...
I did clip of that was the end of the video, but at this point, in terms of the actual video itself, he pretty much let her know that I know it's not you. I'm not taking anything personal. It was something else that upset you. Me, I'm brave. I'm extra brave, and who knows? I might have been the one that been like, with all due respect, can I give you a hug, please? That's me. Sometimes it can be disarming. Sometimes we don't understand how something as simple as a kind word or even a hug can change the life of a person. When you go to the hospital and you give birth to a baby, there's a thing that they charge you for in the hospitals. It's, a mother-baby contact, literally skin-to-skin contact. And it's the part within your stay at the hospital where the amount of time that they allow the baby to lay with her or their head against your bosom, that skin-to-skin contact is critical. It's important. Why is it important? Just because of the warmth? No. because of the exchange of energies, because of the inherent exchange of energy that takes place. And something as simple as giving someone a hug. It sounds corny. Yeah, I'm a big bearded, tattooed up Brooklyn dude. But if you understand a caress, a hug, the exchange of energy with a kind word, it can change the whole dynamic of someone's life. It could change the whole dynamic of some crazy person who's thinking about walking into a Walmart or a school, if you know what I mean. We as people have a tendency to talk about how the world is, but a lot of times we choose not to do what it takes to create a degree of change. It's real. That's my opinion, but it's real. How do we connect? How do we connect? How do we change? Is it words? Is it energy? Is it touch? What is it? See what you guys are talking about. Danique says, does that mean he's going to sit with her and work through the issues on his off hours uncompensated? Well, guess what, Danique? You see where she was. Let's speak to the dynamic of the actual situation that we played. You saw where she was. She's in a car. She's gassing up, which means that she's providing herself the ability to be in many places at this point. And that level of energy that she carries with her. Imagine she was confronted by somebody else. Imagine she was confronted by somebody else that was going through some of the same types of situations she was going through. That's what happens in the hood. That's how chaos is created. What if she met her diametrically opposed, person at that gas station? Imagine what it could have turned into. So personally, I sincerely applaud this brother, because once he recognized where her head was at, it tempered his approach. And I wish there was more that I could have pulled in terms of plan, because I do believe at some point she began to relax, because there was one point in the video, she was like, all right, go ahead, teach me. As much as she was screaming, she acquiesced in that moment. Like, all right, man, let me just hear what you're trying to say, man. You obviously give a damn. When we're stubborn, sometimes, those are the ways that people have to crack through to break the shell of the egg to get to the precious yolk. But he stuck around in the pain and did it. So I sincerely applaud him for that. Let's see. Plot twist. You a freaking troll, girl. She said plot twist. She shot him. Danique said that one still stands. He wasted time out of his day. I don't think so. I think that he diluted her flame so it didn't burn somebody else. Or who knows? Maybe her flame turned up later. But maybe he saved 2 or 3 people until her flame got stoked, and, the 4th person, she went ham on him. But I do believe that he did something significant, at least within that moment. He allowed her to see herself. All right, Gabrielle's a green vegan. Hey, S. Eds, what's going on? Thanks for coming through. Danique said, hugs for thugs, coming to a hood near you by Chef Shapino. Hey, my guy, Dr. Prenup, Mr. Rucker, I appreciate you, family. Green Vegan said, Chef, those guys that shot up the schools in Walmart killed innocent people. Yes, that's the point. What I was stating is, what if somewhere from the point that they packed whatever they packed up and gone to their vehicle and went on their mission to that place to do those nefarious things. There's people that are encountered by others, by other souls, by other energy, by other energies that change what they're about to do. So what I'm stating is, for all we know, if those people came across the right people, when I say the right people, it's not going to be the same for everyone. But if those people came across the right people on their path, we never know. There's a potential things could have changed. That's just my opinion. Miss Deb said she was acting like he was going to her. I don't think she was going to hurt him, and her posture shifted. I agree. What was crazy was it felt as though she knew her level of vitriol was the kind of level that would have made somebody want to come and try to kick her ass. And she recognized that. That's why she thought that he came with a level of aggression, because she expected it based on what she was delivering to him. She came in already with a predisposed notion that her behavior was going to make him want to do something to her. So she knew she was in the wrong. She just didn't give a shit, because whatever happened in her life, was going on in her life, took her to that point. And a lot of people get to that point without having somebody to communicate with. Tanique said, respectfully, F them eggs, I'll take the chicken. Hey, there she goes. A1 day one on deck. Quantum Love Metaphysician with the, oh snap. I see you with the anime avatar. Go ahead. So, look, what I could tell you is this. We have impacts on people. So for me, let's call it a message. We have impacts on people, but we talked about the 1 and the 2, which is if you would have went about your business, or 2, if you would have stuck around in the paint to help. We're not done with that. We're not done with that yet. All right. But of course, we're going to move to the side real quick, and we're going to talk about which we want first. We're going to talk about our children. We're going to talk about our children. Yes, and please like and subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell. Thank you, Mr. Best. So we're going to talk about our children. How would you respond? How would you respond when faced with the unthinkable when it comes to our children? I'm not even going to prolong this. I'm going to play it, and it's one of the shorts that's on my channel as well. So let's take a look.
Bro, that shit fucked up, dog. My little daughter, 19, bro. It make me want to stop rapping about sexual shit. My daughter talking about she eat ass and shit. Oh, man. What the fuck? I had to listen to that shit. Dick, I'm on the phone. Dick, I'm just listening. I'm like, what the fuck? This is funny. I said it was a big old bitch. She said, Dad, I said, don't even tell me. I don't even want to know. I don't judge you. I love you. I ain't here to judge you. I love you. I said, man, what the fuck? This one little ass out of jail. That shit be crushing me, Dick. That's crazy.
So if you didn't hear what he said, that was Kevin Gates. All right. A mainstream rapper. If y'all don't know, you could Google him. But basically, Kevin Gates has always been really open in terms of his sexuality and in terms of what he would do with his woman. And he's pretty liberated in terms of, he made statements that once I love this woman and she loves me, she gonna do whatever I want her to do sexually, and vice versa. So he talked about sucking toes and eating groceries and all of that stuff, and I respect the way he's coming from. He was like, once he creates a soul tie with this person, The soul is deeper than the flesh, which means that he would open himself to his spouse. So Kevin Gates always been known as, a freaky creature, right? But if you look at that look in his face, when he found out his 19-year-old daughter said that she's eating groceries, aka booty. It hurt him. It hurt him to the point where he felt like he wasn't gonna make that kind of music anymore. So let me run it back just in case.
Bro, that shit fucked up, dog. My little daughter, 19, bro. It make me want to stop rapping about sexual shit. My daughter talking about she eat ass and shit. Oh, man. What the fuck? I had to listen to that shit. Dick, I'm on the phone, Dick. I'm just listening. I'm like, what the fuck? This is funny. I said it was a nigga or a bitch. She said that. I said, don't even tell me. I don't even want to know. I don't judge you. I love you. I ain't here to judge you. I love you. I said, man, what the fuck? This one little ass out of jail.
So it's 11:09. So I'm gonna say 1. Would you have said it's okay? Or 2, would you have said something to stop her from that particular non-nutritious behavior? 1 in the chat if you would have just let it go and figured she's 19, or 2 if you would have said something different to prevent or preempt her from that non-nutritious behavior. And while we're waiting for an answer, what I'll do is, we're going to do a pause for the cause. All this eating stuff has got to stop. Karma and no at 19. Right. As I said, we would talk. She's 19, but still young. It's crazy though. 19, we allow them to have the ability to go to the military and take a life. They can smoke cigarettes in certain places. They could drink, depending on the country. It's crazy. Technically, they're adults. Can we stop them? Miss Polly Wright, what's going on? Welcome through. Mika said, I would have spoken to her about it, but I can't stop her. She said, like father, like daughter. And it's crazy because, day before yesterday was my daughter's, one of my daughter's 16th birthday, sweet 16. And I think about the predators and I think about the folks that are out there, I wonder about it. I wonder about the messages that I give her. I wonder about what she feels are the things that could be actual choices within her life. And I get nervous because there's a lot of things that are out there that are able to do to redirect our children's attention. So would it be something I was comfortable with? Hell no. Absolutely not. The dude that she's dealing with, he probably thinks it's awesome. But it's one of those things that we have to think about. There's a reason I brought that up as well. Because who knows? our daughter could be that lady that was at the gas station before. It's something to think about, you know. And is it for me to give you some clear-cut answer and tell you this is what you should do? No. I'm just talking about the feelings. I'm talking about this quagmire, this obstacle course that we have to run through in terms of parenting and understanding people. But which is more important, understanding people or the parenting? Personally, I believe the parenting. Why? Because those are the people that we put out into the world that have impacts on others. So I think it's important that we not have what's called a laissez-faire attitude, and we actually focus on what it is that we need to do to provide our kids with the information that they need. You know, let me see what we got. Thank you, it says. Yep. Peace to my daughter, Zuri. Mika said, I don't know if I want her with a man that likes his groceries eaten. Maybe he's light on his feet. Greenfinger said she ain't booty. No wonder she's angry. Oh, so listen. I like this conversation. Remember, my conversations are not necessarily to tell you something. It's to just potentially opening up a thought door within the mansion of your brain to see a room, different room than you might have naturally been in, right? Oh, you funny, Mika. So we're going to go to this last one here. This one is a real one. And I ask that each and every one of you pay attention to this one. Please, I beg you pay attention to this. Please, I'd like everybody that's here, it shows 11 right now. I'd like everybody to please give an answer. The question would be, 1, would you leave, go about your business and get out of that situation? Or 2, would you remain and help? I'm going to say it again. 1, would you abscond, leave, and get out of this situation? Or 2, would you be a human and help? Let's go. The cop is choking on his gum. He's helping him on his feet. He gave him the Heimlich. So, for the record, in that particular video, the gentleman who was in cuffs got the keys, let himself out after the cop gave him the keys. And he gave him the Heimlich maneuver and saved the cop's life. So, let's be honest. You know, my lady sent me that video. She sent me that earlier because she knew the topic I was working on. And she asked me, what would I do? So I'm going to be honest because I haven't really been given all of the scores for myself. But I'm going to say this. I asked some questions. And I kind of feel guilty after it. I asked questions. I also said, well, I gave caveats. And I said, well, what am I getting arrested for? Am I going to be doing 20 years? Am I on the run? Am I facing the death penalty? Am I facing all of these different things? And those were the qualifying or quantifying questions that I was asking prior to giving my answer. And then my lady gave the answer, and she was like, she couldn't have that on her soul, on her spirit. And it kind of instantly made me feel like an asshole. You know, it kind of made me feel like an asshole because, yeah, I'm a feeling, thinking, breathing person, but by the same token, she showed me that understanding humanity and ourselves, those are the things that keep us in the paint. Those are the things that keep us in the paint. Those are the things that bolster our humanity and create that groundswell where humanity is something that is expected. When we talk about the craziness that goes on within the hip hop community and so many brothers and people losing their lives, you know, what if we talk about a lack of humanity within our community? We may not be able to stop the killing. We may not be able to stop some of the other things. But that humanity, if we bring that variable to the forefront first, I believe that it'll make everything else better. Period. I'm not even looking for a 1 or a 2 or an agreement on that. It's the real. I think that we as a people have to do better. We have to understand that there's people like us on the other side of that counter, on the other side of that pistol barrel, on the other side of that blade, on the other side of that fist, on the other side of the phone. We have to embrace our humanity in order for it to proliferate and to continue to grow. Somebody's not going to feel the feeling to help somebody else unless they've been in a situation where they've been helped. So, like I said, I jump onto this forum to say what I want to say, to express my feelings. Yeah, this may not be the current events that everybody's talking about. You know, we're going to get to that, but it was something that was on my mind, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. So, before I wrap this exercise in intellectual debauchery up, you know, I want to drop a little funny in there for you. My pleasure.
You go fuck yourself.
So you ain't hungry.
And so you brought me some goddamn corn.
So now I know you gonna eat. And a sweet tea? You got tea?
They gave Grandmama corn. She wanted barbecue. They just brought her corn on a prank.
Okay.
Where's
You better
Shirley?
get her, because I'll kick her out of here.
So you don't want it?
You better get her.
Well, you gonna eat that corn.
You better get her.
Look at
Praise
your
you
corn.
some damn, huh?
Look at your corn and see if it's burnt.
Fuck that shit.
What?
You better shut before I take this goddamn fish to you. I ain't hit nobody with this damn fish in so goddamn long. And I sure wouldn't hate to turn the loose on you and there.
What?
Why me?
Because I will fuck y'all motherfuckers ass up if I hit you. Look at it.
What?
So if you don't give the hug and a good conversation to the lady at the gas station, that's what she finna turn into. But yo, listen. I'm not, yeah, he said, fuck that shit. Oh no, y'all. It's something about cussing ass grandmas that just I love it. But look, y'all. I want to come through, pop in, you know what I'm saying? Show some love, spread some love, talk about what was on my mind. That's all it is. But I sincerely want to thank each and every single one of you guys for sticking with your boy, coming through, kicking it for a little bit. We are not done. So, what I say to you, what I say to you guys is thank you. Thank you for being a part of this. And of course, I don't just send y'all to the streets. I send you guys out on a big ass magic carpet with a big V on there. Can somebody tell me what the V stands for? Thank you, Mika. Vibing. Peace, love, and light. Chef out.
Club phone jump, it's the weekend. Dream come true with the freak friends. Hitting on doors, that's a defense. Rolling with all, that's that offense. Hit me, change you, let me peach in. With our bullshit to my maybe drop bands. So they don't buy, and I say, so they don't buy, you the kid play, baby, tell me what you want. Julian, I know you need fun. Ever since remember we been knocking at the door. Y'all been moving paper, we be running up the school. Never for that pillar, we was sleeping on the floor. West side Africa, you know the shit ain't cool. I don't care what they say. We don't care. Driving all night long. I don't care what they say. We don't care. Profit, baby. Come roll with me. All night long. As times relax, my mind's relax. I got now from who got next. Here's my number, just send a text. You got a man and she responds, nah. Okay, sure enough. I'ma let you go, don't wanna hold you up. I'ma call your phone when I put it up. Whoever let you go must be dumb as fuck. Wait far. Girl, you so fine, I'll pay for. Fly you first class to the lake for. Body so blessed, I pray for. Body so blessed, I pray for. Because I don't care what you say. I don't care what they say. We don't care. Vibing, driving all night long. I don't care what they say. We don't care. Vibing, driving all night long.
My nigga, I killed it. Night long. This the part where you get your girl, nigga. Make sure she focused, nigga. Make sure you focus, nigga. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, hit it.
I don't care what they say. We don't care. Vibing, driving all night long. I don't care what they say. We don't care. Vibing, driving all night long. I don't care what they say. We don't care. Vibing, driving all night long. I don't care what they say.
That's a hit for your ass, nigga. Hit for your ass, nigga. Prophet the One. Follow me on all Instagram sites, PROPHETTHEONE. That's Prophet the One in case you couldn't spell. But if you could, you already got it. Like Prophet like God, and then duh like duh, nigga. And then one like nigga, I'm the motherfucking one.